Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to interpret ABGs. ABGs stand for arterial blood gas. This is something we just recently went over in our respiratory class, and it is critical for respiratory therapists to understand these values, kind of interpret what they are, because you're going to have to tell the clinician if they're critical or not. Nursing students also have to know these things, medical students, everybody in the medical field. So I'm going to show you two ways that combine together. You're going to do the tic-tac-toe and then a number line. I haven't wrote the number line yet, but I will write it whenever we start going into it. The tic-tac-toe method, I'm going to also put the video in the description box below of the original lady who showed us. Our teacher sent her video to us, so I'm going to put it in the description box below so you can see exactly what it is. But let's get going. Okay, there's three things that we need to remember: fully compensated, partially compensated, uncompensated. Fully compensated means when the pH value is normal. So if the pH is normal, then it's going to be fully compensated. Partially compensated means when all three values are abnormal. So if the pH, PaO2, or HCO3 is out of normal, and all of them are out of normal, it's going to be partially compensated. Uncompensated is when either the PaO2 or HCO3 is normal. One or the other, it doesn't matter which one. So, important step. We need to know our normal range for these values. Your pH normal range is going to be 7.35 to 7.45. For PaO2, which is also respiratory, is 35 to 45. The way I remember pH and CO2 is they're both 35 to 45. That's the easy way for me to remember. HCO3, which is also known as bicarb, is considered metabolic. And the range for that is 22 to 26. So these are very crucial for you to understand. Now, let's go to our example question, our practice question. pH is 7.35. Is this in the normal range or is this an abnormal? Perfect. It's normal. So I'm going to abbreviate normal and put NML. That's the abbreviation for normal. Now, is PaCO2 in the normal range or is it abnormal? Well, it looks like it's abnormal. So, does it increase or does it decrease? It looks like it decreases. So, we're going to draw an arrow down. HCO3, is it normal or abnormal? It's currently abnormal, so it decreased. So we're going to put an arrow down. Now here comes our tic-tac-toe method. So you're going to write it out like you're doing tic-tac-toe. Got normal, you have alkalosis, and then you have acidosis. I just abbreviated them. Our pH is normal, so we're going to put our pH under normal. PaCO2, it decreased. HCO3, decreased. Now, pause. I'm going to show you the number line. This is what I was talking about. That's going to be very important to help you understand this. So let me draw my number line. It's like a pH line. You have your normal. You have alkalosis on this side, and then you have acidosis on this side. Now, we're going to do it for the normal ranges. pH would be 7.35. And then on the alkalosis side, it's going to be 7.45. For CO2, it's opposite because CO2 is an acid. So if it increases, it's going to the acid side. So we're going to put 45 on this side. Now, if it decreases, it's going to be more basic. So that's going to go on this side. This is only for PaCO2. Now, for bicarb, it's just going to be like pH. If the lower side is going to be an acid, so 22. And then the higher side will be over here on the alkalosis side. Now, I'm going to show you why this is important. Now, let's go back to the tic-tac-toe method. So we see that PaCO2 is 29 and it decreased, but just because it decreased does not mean it's on the acid side. It decreased, so it's on the alkalosis side. So we're going to put CO2 here. Bicarb decrease, so it's on the acid side. So we're going to put HCO3. Now, how can we tell if it's metabolic or respiratory? This is how we're going to tell. pH. Even though it's normal, the value is 7.35, which falls on the more acidic side. So we're going to put pH over here. Now, this is how we tell if it's respiratory or acidosis. I'm sorry, respiratory or metabolic. Right here, if the pH is lined up with HCO3, it's metabolic. Now, let's say if the pH was over here on the CO2 side, then it'll be respiratory alkalosis. So that's how we decide if it's going to be respiratory or metabolic. So the answer to the whole question, pH is normal. So what does that mean? Fully compensated. So we have a fully compensated and then what do we decide? Metabolic acidosis. So that's how we get our answer. And no, it sounds confusing, so we're going to do a couple more practice problems. So I'm going to erase this. So this is our new question. pH is 7.39. Now, is that in the normal range or is that abnormal? Well, let's go look. It's normal. So we're going to put the abbreviation NML, normal. Is PaCO2 normal or abnormal? Abnormal. So the value decreased. Put our arrow down. HCO3, decrease or increase? It decreased. So let's draw our tic-tac-toe out. Normal, alkalosis, acidosis. All right, so our pH is normal. So where we're going to put it? In the middle. All righty, so PaCO2 decreased, which means it's on the alkalosis side. So CO2. Bicarb decrease, so we're going to put it on the acidosis side. Alrighty, so where is our pH lining? It's lining more over here on the acidic side, so here it is. Alrighty, so since the pH is on this side, that makes it metabolic acidosis. Now, what is it? Is it fully, partially, or uncompensated? Well, what's normal? Our pH, which means fully compensated. So our answer is going to be fully compensated metabolic acidosis. All right, so we're going to do two more problems because I kind of want y'all to understand partially and uncompensated as well as respiratory and alkalosis. So let's go to our next part. All right, guys, so this is our new question. pH is 7.82. Now, is that normal or abnormal? We can clearly see that that's abnormal and it's increased. So we're going to draw an arrow up showing it's increased. PaCO2 is 33. Is that normal or abnormal? Abnormal. So let's go ahead and put our draw arrow down. Bicarb, is it normal or abnormal? Abnormal. So, all right, so let's draw out our tic-tac-toe method. Remember, AC is acidic, ALK is alkalosis, and N is normal. All right, so our pH is not normal this time. It is increased. So we're going to put that on the alkalosis side. PaCO2 has decreased. So what does that mean? It's going to go to the alkalosis side as well. Bicarb decrease. So it's going to go to the acidic side. Alrighty. So now let's look at our values. Are these abnormal? Yes. Which one was abnormal out of these three? Fully, partially, or uncompensated? Partially uncompensated is when all values are abnormal. So we have a partially compensated Now let's take a back look at our tic-tac-toe method. pH and CO2. So that means it's respiratory alkalosis because it's on the alkalosis side. So partially compensated respiratory alkalosis. And that is our answer for this question. We're going to do one more practice problem, and then that's going to be all. So let me go ahead and put the new practice problem up. Alrighty guys, so this is going to be our next question. Is pH normal or abnormal? So it is abnormal. Let's draw our arrow up. Is CO2 normal or abnormal? It is abnormal. So arrow down. Is bicarb normal? Bicarb is normal. So abbreviation NML. Now let's go to our tic-tac-toe method. So we set that pH increase. So we're going to put that on the alkalosis side. CO2 decreased, alkalosis side. Bicarb is normal, so we're going to put it in the normal section. Alrighty guys, so all three values, one is normal. So which one of these three does that mean? It means that this is uncompensated because at least one of the PaCO2 or bicarb has to be normal, and bicarb is normal. So we have uncompensated Now, is it respiratory or is it metabolic? Well, it's respiratory because pH and CO2 are on the same side, and it's under the alkalosis. So it's uncompensated respiratory alkalosis. Alrighty? So we're going to do one more to throw you guys off. Alrighty? Alright guys, so this is our last problem. Now let's look at our values. pH, is it normal or abnormal? Well, it's in the normal range. So we're going to do our abbreviation. Alrighty, is PaCO2 normal or abnormal? It's normal. Very nice. Is bicarb normal or abnormal? And it's normal. So this makes this a normal ABG. I know that seemed easy, but guys, you have to remember, sometimes when we look and see that something is always out of abnormal, we want to see that a normal one is abnormal. So you have to make sure you're practicing your normal ABGs. And it's imperative that you know your normal ranges. So make sure you know your normal ranges and make sure you understand fully, partially, and uncompensated. Once again, fully is when the pH is normal. Partially is when all three values are abnormal. Uncompensated is when either PaCO2 or HCO3 are normal. And whenever you're doing these, remember, PaCO2 is respiratory because that's dealing with the lungs and how much you're pushing out CO2. HCO3 is bicarb because that's how much the kidneys is either retaining or releasing. And this is secondary to CO2. Guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure if you didn't understand this or if you didn't get what I'm saying, check out the link in the description box and watch that nursing lady teach the tic-tac-toe way. She does not include the number line. This is something our instructor taught us. So I wanted to incorporate both because I think they're both very important. Thank you guys for watching and make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in my next video.